This podcast is brought to you by Renewal by Andersen of Central Pennsylvania. Buy one window or door and get the second one at 40% off. No money down, payments, or interest for 1 year for qualified buyers. Check this deal out by visiting rbacentralpadeals.com. That's rbacentralpadeals.com, or by calling 717-836-1080. Deal ends April 30th. Hello, everyone. You listen to me all the time, so now I'd like to listen to you. Tell me what you think about the stories covered here on Penn Live for Listening to Listeners, an upcoming Today in PA segment where I'll read those thoughts to make sure you have a say in the news. Be sure to email me at todayinpa@PennLive.com. That's todayinpa@PennLive.com with your name and where you're from, and I'll be sure to read it every other Friday starting May 12th. Go ahead. I'm listening. A settlement has been reached in lawsuits accusing Pennsylvania of not doing enough to curb pollution in the Chesapeake Bay. In Philadelphia, yet another school has closed due to asbestos. The country's top-producing craft brewery is right here in Pennsylvania. Lastly, a 105-year-old lets people in on the secrets to a long life. I'm Claudia Dimuro, and you're listening to Today in PA. In 2020, Delaware, Maryland, Virginia, and D.C. filed a lawsuit against Pennsylvania accusing the state of not doing enough to curb pollution in the Chesapeake Bay, reports the Pittsburgh Post-Gazette. Environmental groups such as the Chesapeake Bay Foundation did the same. A settlement has at last been reached in these lawsuits, which specifically accuse Pennsylvania of not pulling its weight in preventing runoff to flow into the bay. The proposed agreement will lead to more oversight from the U.S. Environmental Protection Agency and perhaps require more Pennsylvania farmers to get federal discharge permits in order to limit their runoff. State House Agriculture Committee Chair Glenn Thompson has come out against the latter, stating, quote, "This will not help further restore the Chesapeake Bay, but rather will result in additional permitting and compliance costs for family farms." Further information regarding this settlement remains pending. Yet another school in Philadelphia has closed due to asbestos, reports why. The substance was found above some of the ceiling tiles in C.W. Henry Elementary School in Mount Airy, forcing the location to go virtual till at least May 5th. The school is the fifth in the city to close because of such issues, 3 of which have remained shuttered. Says the Philadelphia Federation of Teachers via statement, quote, "We need a clear action plan for moving forward." The Brewers Association has released its annual list ranking the top-producing craft breweries in the U.S., states PennLive, and topping the list is Pennsylvania's own Yuengling. The Pottsville-based brewery bid out all others in 2022 when it came to craft beer sales volume, although it wasn't the only Pennsylvania-based spot to make it on there. Trogs managed to rank 25th and Pittsburgh Brewing Company 31st. Mary Grace Holtzapfel turned 105 years old last week, says the York Daily Record. That means she was born in Franklin County during the First World War and experienced the Second and has lived through 19 presidents total. For even more context, her friend Eileen Druck adds that Mary was even, quote, born before hairspray and pantyhose. So what's Mary's secret to a life long lived? According to a poem written for her in honor of her birthday, quote, laughter and ice cream. Amen to that. That wraps up today's episode. For more news, drop by PennLive.com. Also, please don't forget to rate this podcast and to maybe, just maybe, leave it an honest review. Thanks ahead of time, and as always, thanks for listening. I'm Claudia Dimuro, and I'll talk to you tomorrow for even more Today in PA. This podcast is brought to you by Renewal by Andersen of Central Pennsylvania. Buy one window or door and get the second one at 40% off. No money down, payments, or interest for 1 year for qualified buyers. Check this deal out by visiting rbacentralpadeals.com. That's rbacentralpadeals.com, or by calling 717-836-1080. Deal ends April 30th.